Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So Ripple patents instant payments as XRP futures hit $8.8 billion, guys. This courtesy of Michael Branch here. Ripple has hit a major milestone with a newly secured U.S. patent for trust-based instant cross-border payments, eliminating the need for full network confirmation, just as perpetual futures open interest soars to $8.8 billion, a staggering number there. So does a new patent, guys, filed under this number here. The newly granted patent details a real-time payment solution that bypasses the traditional need for consensus from the entire network before finalizing a transaction. Instead, the system leverages trusted nodes and pre-established relationships to verify and complete transactions almost instantaneously. This approach dramatically reduces settlement time, lowers costs, and increases the scalability of Ripple's payment infrastructure. So obviously a good addition there to the RippleNet ecosystem. Traditionally, blockchain-based payments require confirmation from multiple validators to ensure the legitimacy of a transaction. While this process enhances security, it can cause delays, especially in high-volume or cross-border scenarios. And Ripple's patented system proposes an alternative path, whereby if a transaction involves parties within a defined trusted network, it can be finalized without full network validation. So uses a trust system there to validate transactions a lot quicker. This is particularly beneficial for financial institutions or payment providers with established trust frameworks. So for banks, remittance services, and payment corridors, Ripple's solution offers a more efficient mechanism to move money across borders, particularly in regions where banking infrastructure is limited or inconsistent. So guys, I could see why this is beneficial, especially if, companies, banks are using the XRP ledger to move money. If they're using it as a traditional edge over Swift, right? They probably, of course, they want to be quicker. They want to have that edge over the competition. And, if they are considered a trusted validator or a trusted network, then those transactions can move even quicker without needing to go through the entire validation process. Now, the industry is saying that this patent could pave the way for a new class of payment services, which combines the speed of blockchain with trust dynamics of traditional banking. As Ripple does continue to expand its global network and onboarding institutions onto RippleNet or on-demand liquidity services, this patent positions the company to lead in next-generation financial infrastructure. This is all happening at a time when XRP perpetual futures open. Interest skyrockets, guys. It has now gone up to an impressive $8.8 billion, marking one of the highest levels in recent history. So open interest is a metric that captures the total number of unsettled derivative contracts, with this surge reflecting a dramatic influx in trader activity and heightened market speculation as investors position themselves for another potential breakout. Of course, XRP has been doing very, very well over the last month or so. We have seen the price go up to a new all-time high for all intents and purposes. I know some people want to say that, the old all-time high is $3.84. I've had this discussion on my channel in the past where $3.84 did happen on the Coinbase exchange, only one exchange where that happened. But by and large, XRP all-time high. Here, let's bring it back to the Bitstamp chart. Was essentially we'll call it 331 on this particular exchange way back in January of 2018. Let's not dwell on the past, though. I mean, staying above that all-time high is significant, very significant for XRP hodlers. And now we're just forming a base right here on the new all-time high. So former all-time high was in and around here. And guys, let me throw that back on the hourly. You guys can see that is a significant level there. Obviously, we have hit that milestone a couple of times. We're now trading just under that. But now, guys, the new all-time high, $3.66. And for more information on how I'm treating this particular bull run, because now we have real-world utility knocking at the door, there is a possibility of a prolonged bull run. I don't want to leave any money on the table. I mean, it's so hard to pinpoint the top, but over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, we're working to do just that. Follow me. It is only $5 a month if you guys are interested. I have rolled back prices to old school prices. If you subscribe and stay subscribed, you will lock in at $5 a month. Patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Check it out. Wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Guys, another one here from Mike Manfield. Ripple partner Astropay did launch a new platform. This platform allows companies to embed financial services, so Astropay, the financial operating system trusted by millions of users globally, today launched its boldest product yet, Astropay platform. For the first time, any company, fintech or not, can build and launch their own global financial products using the same infrastructure that powers Astropay's customer wallet. Astropay platform gives businesses instant access to a full stack of financial backends, so multi-currency wallets, local bank accounts, global and local card issuing, checkouts, user onboarding, fraud controls, compliance, and FX delivered through a developer-first interface. This marks Astropay's evolution from serving customers directly to enabling other companies to build their own financial services using Astropay's infrastructure. So businesses can now leverage Astropay's established connections to multiple local and international payment schemes, along with multi-currency wallet cards, issuing capabilities, and regulatory compliance frameworks across multiple jurisdictions. This is a new category for financial infrastructure too. So, all this emerging technology is coming out, and I think, a lot of these companies, the ones that are out of the box thinkers, they're really, running with the technology, and the fact that the legislation is allowing them to is making it, a whole lot better for some of these companies. Astropay platform, though, is not a white label wallet. It's a turnkey financial backend. So it's licensed, compliant, payment-connected infrastructure, already proven across dozens of markets and payment systems. And it allows for multi-currency infrastructure, local accounts and payment rails, card issuing and management. And it'll also accept Astropay. Excuse me here. Let me just get that back on track there. So Astropay platform enables any company to operate like a fintech, essentially, whether launching wallets and cards, offering global payouts, or embedding payments into the existing products. From creator platforms and travel apps to payroll tools and B2B marketplaces, businesses can now enable global financial services under their own brand using the Astropay technology. And of course, guys, Astropay leverages RippleNet, so you can see how those connections will definitely benefit their bottom line. So great news there. Wanted to thank Mike for posting that. Wrath of Condiment, guys, also bringing this to our attention. Baselight is a new tool that lets you search and analyze XRPL data using standard database tools. Baselight did just put out this post. The XRPL just got a major analytics upgrade. Structured SQL native access to ledger data is now live on Baseline. Thanks to XRPL Scan and XRPL Commons, the XRPL community now has a clean, queryable data, all without custom infrastructure, no blind spots. And so they explain it down here. The XRPL has run error-free for over a decade now, creating a massive trove of data to be queried and explored. Now with native AMMs, identity, new native stablecoins, and cross-chain bridges, the XRPL is expanding its utility and data. So this means easy access to XRPL data. This is absolutely essential. And you guys can read the blog there. I will link this in the description of the video. They're working with XRP Scan to deliver the new data experience by fully indexing XRPL data into clean, structurable tables. And the integration brings the XRPL data into Baseline's data analytics engine. So that's a catalog alongside chains like Ethereum, Base, BNB, and 50,000 plus data sets. So here's a few quick examples here of what you can do with XRPL data. So you can join XRPL data with Ethereum or macro data, research native stablecoin volumes like RLUSD, monitor validator health, fork community queries and remix them, run compliance or ecosystem reports, analyze XRPL DeFi activity all in seconds. So guys, why does it matter? The XRP ledger is evolving fast with AMMs, RLUSD bridges, new apps, expanding the ecosystem. You got to remember, this thing is growing. This is what's going to be the foundation, the heartbeat of modern finance, not to mention many other things. Accessible data unlocks new opportunities for builders and analysts to move further and faster and innovate faster. This integration gives devs, traders, and the XRP army the tools to build, track, and research everything on the XRP ledger. So it's essentially an analytics tool, guys, to be able to, stay and keep organized over there from Baselight. So some great news there, guys, coming out of Baselight. It is clean reporting. It is integrated with these other companies like XRP Scan. As Wrath Economy does say here, of course, as one of the venerable ledger delvers, I guess he meant to say, XRPL fans have relied on for years. XRPL Commons is the 2023 organization formed to promote the XRPL and its development that has been busy with developers. Baseline is a product of Finistera Labs. And then he goes on to say the head of growth there behind Baseline is L. Ray Detent, and he was formerly at Ripple. So the founders all seem to have come from protocol labs like Filecoin. So interesting to say the least. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for posting that, and of course Baselight for that great update. Now, we're always going to hear the FUD, the negativity from naysayers. Andre here posting this. I know people are very opinionated, he puts in bolds and caps. Very opinionated about this, but I've been following XRP since 2014, and I still have not found the answers to these questions, genuinely looking for thoughtful responses. So His questions here, Ripple has 300 plus bank partnerships, but after 13 years, shouldn't there be billions in daily on-chain volume? If XRP is so volatile, why use it over stablecoins for transfers? That's a really good question. If volatility is not an issue because it's a bridge currency, what is the incentive to hold? Are bridge currencies still necessary when stablecoins will cover most pairs in the future? These are all actually pretty good questions now that we do have stablecoin regulation now passing. Why would giants like BlackRock use the XRP ledger for tokenization, instead of building their own blockchain? That's a good point. Geopolitical risk. Why would foreign countries trust a US-based private company payment network? So all very good questions, and we've got some good answers here. But I wanted to bring you down to David Schwartz's answer here. David Schwartz addresses all of these questions, in a very detailed tweet here. So for the first question, Ripple has 300 plus banking partnerships, but after 13 years, shouldn't there be billions of on-chain activity? David responds, I think there are a number of reasons why institutions have historically preferred to use digital assets off-chain rather than on-chain. He says, I think we're close to changing that because institutions are starting to see the benefits of moving on-chain, but I agree it has been very slow. Even Ripple can't use XRP LDEX for payments yet because we can't be sure a terrorist won't provide liquidity for the payment. Features like permission domains will address this. Okay, in terms of the second question, which is up here, if volatility is not an issue because it's a bridge currency, what is the incentive to hold it? David responds, a bridge currency only works if someone is holding it so that you can get it precisely when you need it. But I think that in practice, if you don't know what the asset you will need to hold next, you may hold the dominant bridge currency because it should be cheaper to exchange into whatever you happen to need next. So that's a very, very good answer there. I remember David talking about this back in the day. Banks will hold XRP because it is the bridge. So you don't have to, you can hold the bridge all day long because you're going to need to bridge something at some point, right? And it's not necessarily going to be a stable coin, right? So great answer. Are bridge currencies still necessary when stablecoins will cover most pairs in the future? So David responds, if one stablecoin wins, then no, you would just use that stablecoin as the bridge currency. But I don't think one stablecoin can win for several reasons, including that a stablecoin can only be stable relative to a particular fiat currency and will always have jurisdictional ties. He says, if we're in a multi-stablecoin world, it still makes sense to have a bridge asset that serves the long tail of tokenized securities, loan portfolios, and so on. The next question, why would giants like BlackRock use the XRP ledger for tokenization instead of building their own blockchain? Good question. I'm not sure how much that will really matter, so long as we have interoperability and asset portability. Multiple chains are a good form of scalability as well, but I think the best way to see why they might is to ask the same question about Circle. Why don't they launch USDC only on their own blockchain? You can see why that's obviously silly. I think the same kind of logic will apply to tokenized real-world assets over the next year or two. And then there's the geopolitical risk question. David Schwartz says, if you're asking about the XRP ledger, it's not really US-based. It has never discriminated against any particular participant, and even if it started to, I would hope people would stop using it. If you mean Ripple's enterprise payment products, we have separately licensed entities in many jurisdictions, but obviously you're not going to see it in North Korea or Cuba anytime soon. And there might be in some cases, pushback to a U.S. company having some control over it, say, payments between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. We build trust and we make hay while the sun shines. Of course, all these answers very consistent with what, the company has said over the years. And, if you don't know much about XRP, or if you've had your questions, I know, there has been that whole statement, XRP is the bridge currency, and when stablecoins came into play, we're wondering, well, how useful is XRP going to be? Guys, it's the bridge currency for everything over the XRP ledger, not just stablecoins. So, companies might not use it when moving stablecoins, but they will use it to move everything else of value. This is why XRP is going to be valuable, and why it is valuable today, why institutions are buying it up, and this is why institutions are offering ETF products that are based on XRP. Good Morning Crypto here posting this. XRP's ETF, 95% chance of approval, according to Bloomberg. Listen to this.
In the US, 11 XRP ETF filings are pending with the SEC. And Bloomberg and analysts are now assigning a 95% probability that at least one will be approved. Well, during the night, I've been on the phone, Bank of America contacts again, and I'm saying 100% that these ETFs will be approved. 100%.
100% is what this gentleman here is saying. During the night, I've been on the phone, Bank of America contracts, and I'm saying 100%. So will XRP's ETFs be approved in 2025? He's saying 100%. Bank of America is saying 95%. Or sorry, no, Bloomberg is saying 95%. What is Polymarket saying? Well, as of today, we only have about an 87% chance. That is up actually 16%. If we do get these ETFs approved by 2025. So by the end of 2025, that would be, of course, December 31st. And guys, that really aligns with the 4-year crypto cycle. For more information on where I think the market's going to go, again, we're taking so much into consideration here. I've rolled back prices $5 a month. Right now, if you guys want to follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Are we going to send it to the moon, guys? Do you need a t-shirt to prove it? Check it out. I got the Working Money Channel merch store, XRP Send It Astronaut men's t-shirts available for you. This is a hot seller. Link is in the description of the video. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.